This is Harley Hartwell, and you're listening to the Case Closed Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Case Closed Podcast. My name is D-Wall, and we have a lot to talk about today. Now, before I get too much into this, I want to apologize for the lack of podcast episodes in the last month or so. There's been a lot of personal things that have been going on in my life that I've had to take care of, and I wanted to just come right out and say I apologize for the lack of episodes. I know that we've been talking about a lot of different episodes like topics, roundtables, and things like that, but just all the things that have been happening in general outside of the community has really kept me kind of busy, and most of it has been due to the fact that I haven't had internet for the last month. But now my internet is back. I'm in a good place. I feel a whole lot better, and now it is time to continue the work, continue with the podcast. And as of right now, as of you listening to this, as of me recording this, because I'm recording this on a Saturday, it'll probably go up. You're probably looking at it now as it's going up. We are only a week away from the first panel of 2016, and I am very excited, mostly because of the fact that this is going to be my first panel. This is going to be the first time that I'm actually going to be standing with Professor C and Travis and talking about Case Closed and talking about our movement and talking about our purpose and what we do. And the fact that I'm actually doing this for the first time kind of excites me, but it also kind of makes me a little nervous, and I want to admit that because it's something new. It's something I've never done before, but I think it's something that will be a challenge for me, something that I can realistically try my best to be myself. I don't want to pretend to be somebody I'm not up there just to impress some people. I want to be myself. I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to do my part in making this panel the best ever. And don't worry about if you guys will be able to see it or not, because I've been told that Travis is bringing a camera, and if he doesn't bring a camera, I have my iPhone, and I'll try and do what I can with that. One way or the other, it is going to get recorded, and one way or the other, it will be up for you guys to see after it is over, sometime in that week's time. So don't worry about that, guys. I will we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. No doubt about that. So look forward to that. Our panel is going to be Saturday, February 21st at 7:00 p.m. That's this upcoming Saturday. So actually, no, February 20th. Excuse me. I'm getting the days mixed up. 21st is Sunday. 20th is Saturday. So it's going to be on the February the 20th, 7:00. That's when our panel is going to take place. It's going to be from 7 to 8 o'clock at Connuga in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I'm from originally. And we're going over there, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. We're going to be meeting a lot of people, hopefully. Hopefully we get a lot of people involved in the movement. We get a lot of people to understand why we're doing this and what we're doing this for. So it's going to be a good time. I can't wait to do it. But also, on that note, is our fan dub. And as you know, the recent episode of the fan dub just came out. It's on Facebook, and it's also on Dailymotion. So if you haven't seen it yet, please go and take a look at that. It is a great episode. The voice actors, the fans that lended their voices for this episode and for the recent episode and the last episode, they've done a really, really amazing job with the work that they put in. And it to me as a fan, it just really makes me happy to see this project taking off like it is. But at the same time, there's something that I need to address with you guys, and I'm going to be very honest about it, okay? So, as you know, we've been looking for voices for Serena, Mitch, and George, and I think Amy's already got a voice actor, so. And I think Serena is in the process, and so is Mitch, I think. But nonetheless, we need extras. We need voice actors. And here's why. And here's the very honest truth about it. Because I want to be honest with you guys, okay? If we don't have voice actors, if we don't have people willing to do this, then we can't go forward with it. And that's just honest. I do all the scripts, and that takes a lot of work. And then Professor C does just as much work with behind the scenes, getting all the people with the lines and sending them over to the editor. The editor does his part in editing all the lines to match the mouth flaps and things like that, the little edits that he does. And then the voice actors, they put in their part by actually voicing the characters, putting their own spin on the characters, and sending those lines in. So everybody does their part. Don't get me wrong. Everybody does their part. But I'm saying that, and I'm not trying to be harsh, and if I am, I apologize right now for it. But I just want to be honest with you guys and tell you that when Professor C or myself post to the Facebook page and say that we need people to try out, then we need people to try out, because when you see about 1,000 people or 500 people who have seen the post on your page, or have seen it however many times they've seen it to reach that number, but only 2 or 3 people actually respond and say, hey, I want to try out, that's kind of, I don't know. I know there may be several reasons as to why people may not want to try out, whether it's because they don't think they're good enough, or if they think that if they try out they'll get rejected, or whatever. There's many reasons. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that people are making excuses. I'm not going to say that at all, because that's wrong. But I will say this. All it takes, and I'm going to lay this out for you guys, all it takes to try out is to have a microphone and something to record it with. And whether you're using Audacity, it's free to download, by the way. Audacity is free to download. That's what I use to record this. Or Windows has a voice recorder. You probably could use that. There's plenty of options. But all it takes is a microphone and recording your audition and then emailing it to Professor C. That's it. And then he'll let you know if you have a part. That's all there is to it. And even if you don't get the part now, that doesn't mean you won't get the part later. It doesn't mean that if we need somebody that he thinks you fit that character, then he can email you back and say, hey, I kept your audition. I heard your character. I heard the tone of your voice, whatever he does. And I want you to play this role. I would like for you to play this role, please. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. It's just like in real life. Just like in real life, except it's more cutthroat in real life. When these voice actors, they try out for the role, some get it and some don't, and some don't get it, and then they end up coming back playing an extra or something. It's all up to who's running it. And Professor C, I'm not even running it, to be honest. I just write the scripts. Professor C's the one who does all of the work, he's the one leading the charge. So I'm just saying, as a fan and as somebody who really loves this and somebody who really wants this to go forward to see where it goes in the future, all I'm asking you guys is to please send in auditions. Extra or not, main cast or not, send in auditions, please, to caseclosed1992@live.com. Professor C has been telling me how he really wants to get people involved, because let's be honest with ourselves here. Episode 129, the one where Javier is introduced, everybody wants to see that dubbed. Everybody wants to see that happen, but We can't make it happen unless we have people to fill those spots that we need. It can't happen. It won't happen if we don't get those spots filled. If we don't have voice actors to fill those roles, if we don't have fans who are willing and dedicated and passionate to do this, not for a paycheck, not for an ego, but because they love the show, because they love the series, they love the dub, they want this dubbed. If we need to get those people in here to do this with us, because we want this to happen. We all want this to happen, and we're all a community. We're all in this together. That's what this community's built on now. It's not just about saving Case Closed. It's not just about saving this show that we've loved for so long. It's now become more than that. It's become a group of passionate fans, whether it's subbed or whether it's dubbed. We're all passionate about the same series. Whether it's called Detective Conan or whether it's called Case Closed, they're one and the same. But we all love this show. We all love the characters. We have grown to love these characters that we grew up with. We've loved to see their stories progressing. And to have this fan dub happen, the Silver Bullet Files, to have this happen is great. It's monumental. Because nobody else is doing this on YouTube. Nobody else is doing it on Dailymotion. No one else is doing it anywhere. We're the only ones who are doing full-length fan-dubbed episodes. And we want to see that continue. But the only way we can get that to happen is if we get the community together and we all chip in. We all put in our part together to make this happen. So if you're in that group, if you want that to happen, if you want these episodes to come out in a very fast manner, if you want everybody who keeps saying when's the next episode, the next episode will happen when we get those spots filled and when we get the episodes finished. And it won't take, it's not going to be rapid quick. Maybe it may not be rapid quick, but it will get done. It will get done. So if you're interested, if what I've said to you today has interested you, and if the last 2 episodes of the fan dub have really piqued your interest and says, I really want to try this, and just give it a try. Just give it a shot. That's all it is. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be this top flight voice actor, You don't have to have any experience with it or anything like that. Just give it a shot. Just give it a try. That's all that Professor C is asking, is to just give it a try. You don't have to go over the top with it or anything like that. All you have to do is record and just take a look at the character and put your own spin on it. Don't try super hard. This isn't for a big time production agency or some big time anime, just it's the group of passionate fans who love the show. Just give it your best try. That's all. So send auditions. It's real simple. The email address will be down below and you should see it right now. Case Closed 1992 at live.com. I cannot stress this enough for you guys. I want to see this happen. You want to see it happen. Professor C wants to see it happen. He's been working on it for so long, and this little vision he had is finally coming true. But we got to keep it going, guys. Got to keep it moving. And the only way is for guys and girls to come together like we should, like this community is all about. Coming together and lending our part to help the movement, help the series, help the fan dub. Case Closed 1992 at live.com. Really important, guys. And again, thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for supporting me, coming in for the last few months. That's what this community is all about. It's about accepting new people in. It's about not judging people. It's about actually coming together, bringing in that constructive criticism on the fan dub, coming in and bringing in your ideas for the show, for the podcast, for the live streams. coming in and talking about Detective Conan, Case Closed, coming in and talking about the series. That's what this is about, too. Not just about saving the show, not just about seeing an official release. Because that's originally what the fan dub was about, is about promoting or getting a promotion for those fan dub, for those season sets, for seasons 1 through 5, for the movies, for the Lupin and Detective Conan special and the movie that just came out in October. To get those promoted, to get those actually out there. But it's now, I feel like, personally to me, it feels like it's a lot more than that. It feels like it's a community coming together and actually putting in work to making something special, to making something that could really take off into the future. And for that to keep going, for that to keep moving, we need your help. We really, really do. We really do need your help. And I can't stress that enough. And I'm pretty sure Professor C would echo my statements if he was here too. So, again, if I was being blunt, if I was being kind of like, oh, D-Wall, you're just being a jerk, you're just forcing people, if I was like that, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sincerely sorry. I just wanted to just make a point that we need your help to make this fan dub the best it possibly can be. And for that to happen, we need so many people. We need those extras. We need those key lines, those key people that Professor C is looking for. We need them. And you could be one of them. You never know. You could be listening to this right now, just on the fence about doing the fan dub, and you could be that person that could fill this role or fill this role that could take off in the future for the fan dub. So, caseclosed1992@live.com. That's the email to send your auditions to Professor C, and he'll get back to you as soon as possible. I promise you that. I promise you that. You never know how valuable you could be to the fan dub if you just give it a shot. Now, one last thing before I take off is about the future of the podcast. Now, I know I've said this before. I know I've said it a lot of times that we are going to try and do different topics, talking about the series in general, talking about the news that is going on around Detective Conan right now, which not really that much news except for the fact that Case Closed is on Netflix, and I know we've talked about this in live streams before, but now I think they've gone away from last time I saw it. They've removed where it says season 1 from the Netflix listings. So now Netflix does no longer, it doesn't show season 1 when it's clearly not season 1. And I think that's the one thing that the fans really got onto Netflix about. It wasn't about the show. It wasn't about that. It was about the fact that it was called season 1, and everybody who's a true fan knows that was not anywhere close to season 1. This is like season 24 of the series, not season 1. So I think Netflix saw that and they're like, okay, we need to do something, and they did. And I'm happy about that. I'm glad to see that, because it shows that they're listening. It shows that they're looking. It shows that they're looking at those little ratings that are at the bottom, and they're seeing, hey, we're getting some good numbers from this show. We're getting some great numbers from this show. And I'm going right now to Netflix, and I'm going to look and see if I'm not, if I'm lying about this. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and as of right now, where it used to say season 1, it just says Case Closed now. It does not say season 1 at all anymore, and that's great, because that's what the fans 1-starred it for. They 5-starred it, and then they said at the bottom, this isn't season 1, you need to fix this. And Netflix delivered, and they fixed it. And as of right now, I think there are like 50 episodes of the show right now on Netflix. So there's a ton for you to watch. I think it's up to $7.99 right now. That's left on Netflix now, and it's like 52 episodes right now on Netflix. That is amazing. That is absolutely incredible. And we've been talking about this for quite a while now. We've been talking about what the future holds for the show on Netflix, and right now it's looking kind of promising right now, because if you really think about it, if you really wrap your head around it, at first they acquired the rights to the series, whatever rights it is, whatever kind of license they did, we don't know, but they have 52 episodes up right now. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people, it got 5 stars. It jumped up to 5 stars real quick. But the main thing that people kept on complaining to Netflix about, screaming to Netflix about, is, why is this named Season 1 when it's not Season 1? They used the picture that Crunchyroll had for Case Closed when they first put it on Netflix. But now, not only did they change the picture, to make it look different, not only did, because at first I think it was still called Case Closed when it first debuted. Not only did they change the picture, but now they fixed the problem that Netflix fans have been complaining about. Their subscribers have been wanting them to fix. And that is to not have it named Season 1. They fixed that too. So Netflix is listening. Netflix is watching. They always do. They have to track what they're interested, what subscribers are interested in. And this is really a promising sign that there might be a future with Detective Conan on Netflix. Maybe. I know a lot of people are skeptical. I know a lot of people are like, well, maybe we'll just see down the road. It may be just a temporary thing, and that may be true. It may be true. Maybe Netflix is just putting this in for a few months, and then it's going to be gone, just like a lot of other things on Netflix. But I don't know. I mean, there's some animes on there that have been there for about a year and a half now, maybe even more. So, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But as of right now, it seems pretty promising. It seems like there's a lot of good numbers. It seems like they are listening to the fans. They're listening to the subscribers. So who knows? Maybe we'll get more. I don't know. It's just a wait and see right now. But like I said, right now it just seems very, very promising, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really waiting to see what's next from Netflix and Case Closed. So that's all I wanted to talk about today on this episode. Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna try and do one last live stream this Monday night. One last live stream before the big panel on Saturday, February the 20th. It's gonna be big. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. Hopefully you guys can join us on MixLR and the MixLR app. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our live stream channel on MixLR. It's MixLR/SaveCaseClosed. When we go live, you will get an email that says that we are live. And if you're on the MixLR app, I'm pretty sure, since we just found out about the MixLR app, to be honest. I think it sends you like an alert or something that says that, or a text or whichever, a message that says that we are live. So if you get on that app, if you have that app on your phone, then you could get an update that says that we're live whenever we go live. So we're going to post on Facebook probably tonight, if you're seeing this now, when we're going to be live, what time and everything like that. We'll let you know first. And again, this will be the last podcast, and this Monday will be the last live stream before our panel on the 20th. And I may do an update from the panel. I'm not sure what we're going to do when we get there. It's going to be craziness. It's going to be, it's going to be off the charts. But again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for supporting the movement. Thank you guys for supporting the Fandub. We've gotten a great response so far. Again, if you want to send in your auditions, all you got to do is just give it a shot. It's caseclosed1992@live.com. Really, really important that you remember that email. Send your auditions in to Professor C, and he will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you guys next time on the Case Closed podcast. Talk to you guys later.